You are listening to the FTWpodcast.com, where we talk about wrestling in all of its laughable glory. Here's a clip from this week's episode.
This is kind of this is an interesting one, especially because our producer Garvin and I were talking about this all last week, and then all of a sudden TNA decides to do this. So it was like, sweet deal. To quote, employees at Universal Studios are cracking down on the usage of cell phones at TNA TV tapings. Universal has been threatening fans in recent weeks that they will be kicked out of the building if they are suspected of texting spoilers to websites. Recently, a man was ejected from Impact Wrestling for texting spoilers to his mobile device. Not only was he kicked out of the wrestling zone by TNA personnel, he was actually escorted off the Universal Studios property by an Orlando cop. And my favorite part is this. The cop showed him a member of TNA security showed him a page from the PWInsider website displaying the spoilers result he had just sent from his mobile device. Like evidence, this is why we're kicking you off. Is this evidence because of Twitter and texting and email and everything from smartphones? You can't stop it. Is this evidence that Impact really needs to go live? Or are we seeing more of what WCW and WWE went through in the past when Bischoff would spoil Raw for everybody? Joe?
You had to go to me, didn't you?
Fine, Rob.
Well, I think this is the natural evolution of things. When we first talked about this, I said that they only really had two choices: either go live or start doing like the draconian law enforcement style crackdowns, which, as you, me, and pretty much everybody on the show agreed, doesn't work. I think TNA is trying that first. They're going to try the crackdown. They're going to try to scare people from doing it, but I see this not working. I mean, okay, so I get escorted off of Universal Studios. I come back a couple days later.
No, they can be banned.
Well, yeah, I can get. Well, yeah, I mean, but unless they actually press charges on this guy, either way. I see this ultimately probably is not going to work, and I still agree with the show's opinion here that TNA needs to go live.
See, I don't think so. I think they could get a bunch of copper wire and construct a Faraday cage around the impact zone, and then no cell phone signal would get in or out.
Yeah, but really, I don't know. Well, take your bitching.
So then you take your cell phone videos or pictures and you wait until after you leave the impact
zone. Yeah, I know.
zone.
That's basically what they would do.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop everybody using a cell phone, they're going to have a bigger problem because people don't carry cameras anymore. Really, 9 times out of 10, the people are using their cell phones for everything.
Yeah, true.
What are you telling me that I can't view the show and be on call for work?
Especially at Universal Studios.
Yeah, exactly. Although, if you're going to complain to anybody now, go complain to Comcast because they are apparently buying Universal Studios Orlando.
Wow. Jeez. All right.
Is there anything Comcast isn't buying?
WWE.
The FTW
and TNA, yeah.
And they sure as hell won't buy TNA because it's fucking...
Although, I mean, the Faraday Cage thing, it was kind of a joke, but you can block cell phone signals. You can use one of these little jammer things. There are a bunch of schools that use them. There's a grocery chain up here that uses one too. Do you think TNA will go that far to get one of those and see if that works?
Like,
or do you think
I don't know. I don't know much about that kind of technology or how expensive or whatnot it would be to input. But like Joe says, even if you do that, then you're hurting people who have no intention of posting it. Are just, wow, I don't believe I'm seeing Kurt Angle and RVD in a match. I'm going to get a fucking picture of this, and what? I'm going to have some TNA security guy come up and yell at me because I took a picture of Kurt Angle and RVD in a match that, I want to keep. I don't have any intention of sending to a website that, so that's going to get in, and you're going to run into a lot of problem with people who have legitimate uses for cell phones. So I think TNA is going to have a lot of hurdles to go if they want to force this here.
Okay.
Like
Right.
I said, I think the biggest solution here is just TNA needs to go live, but they're
Okay.
afraid. But they're afraid to do that because of what happened January 4th.
Yeah, I did want to bring this up. Earlier today, we put out a poll on Twitter and Facebook, and basically we asked people to choose from a few different things. Basically, do spoilers change how you view Impact on Thursday nights? And it seems like it's split between either the spoilers don't affect them, or people just don't read the spoilers. So it almost seems like TNA's entire argument is, well, at least from our poll of all of our FTW listeners, and I mean, there were like a handful of people who were actually motivated to watch because of them, which is what PWI said that was why they were doing it. I don't know. I mean, I just think it's kind of weird that they would. That just wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, what do you think, Kev?
Yeah, that does kind of surprise me that people would be motivated to watch because of the spoilers. But at the same time, there's been, all equated to like there's some bands that have put out their album for people to listen to before they can buy it. Like Wilco did this and it was very successful. So maybe it's sort of the same effect. It does surprise me that that's happening. But hey, if some people want to watch it more, I mean, maybe there's at least they're on to something there if they can continue these good angles. Yeah, they need to go live. We've all said it, but I don't blame TNA for at least trying. You have to do something if you're not going to go live. So, if you're going to make a Crackdown, try and find the guys that are putting this out there. Try and find the guys that are doing the spoilers and keep them out. Yes, they should go live because then you don't have to worry about this. But I'm not going to fault them for at least trying and getting those people out of there when their show's on so that they can keep the secrecy and keep the surprises. I mean, I'm not a guy who reads the spoilers. I don't care. I'd rather watch and see what happens. But I do find it very interesting there's people that are more interested in the show because of the spoilers. I mean, maybe that's something they think about.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Joe?
Well, I mean, I'm one of those people who is more inclined to watch the show if I read the spoilers. Only because if, one of these people is saying it was a really good match, I'm looking forward to it. But then I also know which sections I can not pay as much attention to because, well,
fast forward through.
It's Jeff Jarrett. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if TNA wants to do something about it, I think step one, maybe not step one, but go live. And the other thing is don't keep saying, oh, Universal's the one who said it. And they're like, no, TNA's the one who wants to do it. No. Don't pussyfoot around. Just take ownership of whoever fucking made the decree and live with that.
Well, you've heard our thoughts, but now we want to hear from you. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and even join us live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. at the FTWpodcast.com.